Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is another episode of reviewing NHL teams so far, as today we get to do the San Jose Sharks. But before getting into that, I'd like to just say, if you are new to the channel, make sure to slap that subscribe button and hit that like button, as well as we are just ever growing here, man, and we are just getting closer and closer to 350. It is absolutely amazing. We're halfway there. But let's get into talking about the San Jose Sharks, as they had a decently quiet offseason. Doug Wilson did make some small moves to improve the San Jose Sharks with the limited amount of salary cap they really had, as they had to get LeBanc back on the team. They also, I don't think they really had to get anyone else back on the team, but they just needed to improve the goaltending, which they did with picking up Devin Doomnick. But let's get into detail about everything that Doug Wilson did for the San Jose Sharks, and will it work for them? That is going to be the biggest question. As first up, Ryan Donato is going to the San Jose Sharks for a third-round pick. That was the first move that Doug Wilson did, and I think it's a really good move. Ryan Donato has played very well before offensively in university, and not just that, when he came into the NHL, he was a hot topic. He really was. He was ripping it into the league, and especially when he was in the USA for university, he was ripping it up as well. So Ryan Donato was a really hot topic back in 2018, and I think he could still be that hot topic. His analytics don't look too bad for the numbers he did produce. He was only getting a limited amount of ice time, so I think if he's given more ice time for the San Jose Sharks, he could potentially be a piece that you could see him up in that top six core alongside of Hertl and Timo Meier, a spot where I think he is well deserved of. He's a really good player, and I think it's a boom or bust deal. If he really pans out to be really great, then perfect. That means you have a player that you could play in your top six and have a really big contributor towards maybe making it to the playoffs. Next up, they made another move with Minnesota and picking up Devin Doomnick that exact same day. Just sending off a 5th-round pick to them for Devin Doomnick. Devin Doomnick, he played really bad last year. Now you have really probably the worst tandem in the NHL right now between Martin Jones and Devin Doomnick. Martin Jones really struggled last year, and the same with Devin Doomnick. So you're really going to be having a lot of luck with this. You're going to have those two guys bounce back for you, but that's a lot of big questions with these two guys. You're paying a lot of money. I don't know. It's really a lot of big questioning on who is really going to jump up and be that good big goalie. Is Devin Doomnick going to have a bounce back year and really bounce back? I don't know. I think Devin Doomnick's, maybe his time is up in his career. Maybe he is over his expiration date. Who knows right now for Devin Doomnick? And maybe, who knows, maybe he might possibly bounce back for the San Jose Sharks. You only really gave up a 5th, and if he doesn't bounce back, oh well, you have your first-round pick this year. So if you do have a losing season, then you do have your first-round pick, and you could still get a decent player out of this next year's draft. In the draft, they didn't really get too many players, to be completely honest with you. Ozzy Westblatt, really nice prospect here, playing out of Prince Albert Raiders. He's done really good before there in the WHL. Maybe might be a guy that could potentially turn into someone there. They also got Boudreaux. Not too bad of a draft for the San Jose Sharks. And then moving on to free agency signings, they got Patrick Marlowe back on the team. Great deal, I guess. Patrick Marlowe is well beloved there in San Jose. We all know that. He's been playing there ever since he got drafted there. He's one of the first draft picks. He didn't do too bad last year. They traded him to Pittsburgh. They're picking him back up now again. And it's really the only place where I think Marlowe really belongs. I don't really see him getting a cup this year. They also got Matt Nieto, another decent little pick for them as well. A former San Jose guy as well, who has produced some really good numbers there in San Jose. Then you also got Kevin LeBanc to a little bit of a steeper contract. He struggled a bit this year to generate points on a bad team. They weren't really that good of an offensive team, but decent contract there. You also got Radim Simic to an extension a while ago as well, which was to a nice deal. But overall, San Jose didn't have too bad of an offseason. It wasn't like mind-blowing where they gave Karlsson an $11.5 million deal, which was a bad deal if you ask me. But you're really not able to do anything, especially when you have no salary cap. You're really broke. And this team, I don't see really making it to the playoffs, but I'm gonna give them a C plus, because of the fact that they picked up a horrible goaltender, which really doesn't fix their problems in the back end. Their defensive core really didn't improve very much. Vlasic's declining fast. Is one of the worst contracts in the NHL. Their defensive core is very questionable unless this Russian kid will jump right out of the K and really produce for the San Jose Sharks there. That'll be a big question. I mean, out of the AHL, I guess. It's going to be a lot of big questions for San Jose Sharks, but a good solid C+. They got a lot of good, I mean, not even really good future. This team is just overall really bad for the future, and I feel bad for San Jose Sharks fans because you guys were so close to bringing the cup back to San Jose or bringing it there for the first time, but just weren't able to, and now you're just left in shambles with this really left behind broken team in San Jose. We'll see how well they do this year, but the only good move they did was bringing in Donato. Nieto is really good, I guess, but honestly, it was a really rough offseason for the San Jose Sharks. Tell me, guys, what you guys think about the San Jose Sharks offseason, and I'm going to end the video here, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios, amigos.